Hey guys, I'm just about to ship some hot sauce up to Kiev in the morning, and I wanted to talk about that for just a second because we've got several different styles of peppers. Some are sweet, most are hot, some are what they call super hots. And one of the things that people here ask me, I got asked this yesterday, is why do what do we do with these super hots? And especially some of the locals don't understand why somebody would want to um, use something that is so hot. My everybody knows jalapenos. Jalapenos on what's called the Scoville heat unit is about 3,000 to 8,000 heat units. You might hear it thundering a little bit. The birds are going to quiet down here in a few minutes. But to go back to what I was talking about, the jalapenos, which are considered to be fairly hot, if they're done right, um, if they're grown correctly, if you overwater them, they're not quite as hot. There's been some people that have bred them, cross-pollinated them with regular bell pepper, sweet bell pepper. Just took the heat right out of it. But what ours are pretty hot because most of the seeds that we get are directly from Mexico. And so they're at the upper end of the heat units. Like I said, it's either between 3,000 to 8,000 heat units for jalapeno. Our serranos, which I've got quite a few right over here, they're closer to 20,000. Diarbos are 20,000 all the way up to 50,000. And then when we start getting into the super hots, the habaneros are all the way up from 150,000 all the way up to 750,000, depending upon the variety. We've got the upper end, 750,000. And then when we get to our Carolina Reapers, our Scotch bonnets are a little bit about the same as our habaneros, but our Carolina Reapers run up to 1.5 million Scoville units. And people would say, well, why do you need anything that's that hot? I like to go back in history a little bit with the introduction of super hots and hot peppers in America. Everybody ate jalapenos and they understood that they were hot. Some people just don't like them. And then a little later, back in the 70s, sriracha hot sauce, became popular out in California among the Asians, and later it got introduced to the general public. And a customer asked the gentleman who created the sriracha, can't you make something a little bit milder? And his response was, if you don't like it, use less. And so with our hot sauces, especially with the Carolina Reapers, we add a little bit of Reaper to, let's say, our salsa. When somebody asks for something that's hot, we'll use habaneros. If somebody asks for something that's really hot, we're going to add some Carolina Reapers to it. And that's the way that I look at it. If you want something that's intimidating, then just tell me, and we'll add something that will scorch your tongue. People like that. Some people like it a lot. The stuff that I use on our food for the family, if it's something that I really want to get the flavor out of, if I'm making a salsa or a hot sauce using plums or cherries or raspberries or strawberries, and I want to be able to taste that, then we're not going to be overwhelmed with the heat. I'm going to keep the heat down a little bit low. Now, what I made this morning and I'm shipping out has got just habanero in it. It's also made with apple cider vinegar, which makes it a little bit tart, less tart than it would be if we use the white vinegar. And so it's got a flavor to it from the apple cider vinegar, but it's not overwhelming. But the heat is just off the scale. It's going to be closer to the 750,000 Scoville units because of the habaneros that we use. You can't get that anywhere else in Ukraine. You can get hot sauce in Ukraine that is as hot as ours, but you're not going to get anything any hotter because it doesn't exist. You know, the hottest pepper that is available are the Carolina Reapers. Now I know that there's a Pepper X, and there's people that claim to have seeds from it, but according to Ed Curry out of South Carolina, who's the guy who created the Carolina Reapers, and then he created the Pepper X, those seeds aren't available. Those peppers aren't available. They're still keeping a lid on that kind of stuff. They're the only ones that have it. With us, you know, I can't imagine that somebody's going to want anything any hotter than the Carolina Reapers. Let me know, and we'll see what we can do. But for now, I mean, as soon as Pepper X is available, we're going to have them. But for now, the 1.5 million to 3 million heat units for the Carolina Reapers, that's what we got. And so I've got a few in 2 of the greenhouses here. They'll be ready, and I've just about got blooms on them. I can see the little buds. They haven't produced blooms yet, but they're getting there. What we've got are dried ones that we're using in the hot sauce. Dried Carolina Reapers, dried habaneros they're just super hot. If that's something that appeals to you, let me know. If you're just curious about it, you just want to try it out, I'll send you a sample. That's not a problem. Our hot sauces are 200 milliliter bottles for $10. And the sauces are half a liter, 500 milliliters for about the same thing, about $10, right at $10. And so we can ship them anywhere in Ukraine. We used to do frozen foods. Our delivery system, because of the violence, has gotten a little bit less reliable, so we're not doing anything like that now. We can make some deliveries to Kyiv direct, but we're not using delivery services. It'll be one of us carries it to you in Kyiv. But the hot sauces and the sauces are readily available, and we'd be more than happy to help you out. I've got some nice plum salsa right now. That is plum and habanero. I've got some other plum and cayenne, which is a little bit more, a little hotter than I made the habanero stuff. Anyway, we'll be more than happy to ship it out to you. Just send me a message, let me know. And with that, I will talk to you soon. Slava Ukraine.